What is up, everyone? My name is Andrew, and I'm bringing you another one-on-one with the cinephile because basically the wife did not want to watch this movie. Since Death Wish, starring Bruce Willis, is going to be coming out this weekend, I figured what better time than now to review the original Death Wish. So here we go. So Death Wish stars the legendary badass Charles Bronson, playing the very passive, conscientious objector. That is until his wife and daughter are both physically assaulted by three suspicious-looking individuals, by one of which is Jeff Goldblum. Slipping in and out of consciousness, the wife eventually dies, and the daughter is severely traumatized and basically catatonic for the rest of the film. Several months go by, and with the police giving no leads, Charles Bronson decides to take it upon himself to walk down the street with a loaded weapon, and basically, every time he gets mugged, he kills the assailant. Eventually, the newspapers start calling him the vigilante, and people on the streets are starting to fend for themselves, which is very impressive, especially back in the 70s. For the most part, that's basically the gist of this film. There is no actual conclusion to it. It's intentionally left open because you don't want him to die and you don't want him to finish his work because he's a vigilante and that's what he's going to do. This was a time before the 80s and before Batman and all these other superheroes. So what you saw felt fresh and new and different compared to any other film other than Dirty Harry. It's sort of along the same lines, but Charles Bronson is not Dirty Harry. There are several things that I just loved about this film. Casting Charles Bronson is perfect. Other than Death Wish, the only other movie I would recommend watching with Charles Bronson is The Dirty Dozen. For him to play a pacifist and a conscientious objector, I think is a great idea because once you start seeing him deteriorate after the incident with his wife and daughter, you really get a feel for it. Because how far would you go for justice? I see a lot of Batman in this movie, and you have to keep in mind, this is before Tim Burton's Batman, and this is actually before Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns. He feels like an old, grizzled Bruce Wayne deciding to become Batman again. The irony of it is it felt a lot like Batman. I feel like this guy actually read the original Detective Comics because the killers are not caught or apprehended. They get away. You don't see them again throughout the entire movie. He's killing random muggers. He can't find the people responsible for his wife and daughter. Whoever it is, maybe he thinks he'll come across them again in the future. Who knows? But I think it follows the line of the comic book because Joe Chill is the original guy that killed Bruce Wayne's parents, and Batman never caught him. Ever. Eventually, Bronson picks up a .32 revolver, and straight out of a Western, it's like he watched too many Westerns, and he's walking around being the lone gunman, taking out a bunch of outlaws in this city of his. I think it's very clever. I think it's very well done. And I really hope the remake really lives up to the original. Anyway, I definitely recommend watching Death Wish with Charles Bronson. There's, I want to say 4 more sequels. Death Wish 2, 3, and 4, maybe. I didn't watch any of those. The original is great. Watch that. And then go ahead and watch the remake. Tell me what you think about it. Comment below and let me know. My name is Andrew, and this has been a one-on-one with the Cinephile.